Welcome back. Today we're going to do a new video for you. It's going to be texture repair. We'll talk a little bit about in this video, and next video we'll go through and do the repair. So texture repair, where to start actually. Texture repair, the biggest part about it is fixing your surface to make sure that there's no deformation in the surface, right? Make sure everything's flat and a very light grit scratch on there. So if you have to do some work, maybe in like 120, 320, somewhere around there, you're gonna need to take it up to like 1,000, sand out your scratches with like 1,000, and then you can spray over top of it. Otherwise you'll get shrinkage in your sanding scratches. So one of the big things to think about is making sure that your surface is nice and clean, nice and straight, right? And then we can get into doing repair. So the first step we're gonna do is I have some thinner on this towel, and I'm gonna clean my surface and get rid of any contaminations, any dirt, anything that's on there that we don't want. This is very important because we want to make sure we try to get any oils or anything that's in the plastic out, because that will cause adhesion problems when we spray it later.
To go see the national title game. If you have it, more power to you. I feel like there's a lot of people who are charging things on their credit cards. May not actually have the money for this, but tickets are going for as much as 20 grand. I mean, that's at the very high end, but as much as 20 grand. And then you gotta buy airfare, then you gotta get a hotel, then you gotta buy souvenirs, the whole 9 yards. Would you be willing to spend that? And what's the most you have ever spent for a concert or something like that? 800-288-WBAP, that's 800-288.
All right. So there we go. Now, really the only deformation we have looks like to be this little spot right here. All the rest of it looks like just some scuffing, just some transfer on here. That will actually sand off really well when we're fixing that. And it will also cover very well when we spray it. So now, fixing it, we'll fix it, and we'll sand it, and we'll relieve the scratches, right? And then we spray it. We don't spray it like a normal textured spray, right? We take it a different route, because plastic like this is an exposed plastic, right? It's raw exposed plastic, all this stuff in through here, right? Which means there's no coating on it naturally, right? It's cast into a mold when it's molten hot, right? And when it forms, this is what you get, right? And the mold has all this little texture on it, so when it's injected in the mold and pressed into there, it gets all this, right? So this is all exposed raw plastic. That's why a lot of times this plastic will turn white after a while as it oxidizes, as the surface oxidizes, right? Dries out, loses any moisture in there, and it just kind of just starts disintegrating on its own, right? With this plastic, if we were just to cover it, we're burying anything that's trapped in the plastic under a barrier, which is not good. It's never good, right? So all these texture sprays out there, you can use adhesion promoters, you can do all that stuff, but what happens if the previous owner has put a lot of shine spray on here, a lot of silicone spray on here over the years, and you're trying to fix the part for him, right? What then? What do you do then? Because if you cover it with a coating, you're creating a barrier, and then it can't breathe. And what happens is it ends up lifting up any coating that you put on the surface, right? So that's always a scenario, that's always a circumstance. So we can't just put a coating over here that's not breathable, right? And you know, burying these coatings of texture spray on there, you're literally putting a coating over top of raw plastic, and that's just not right. So if we're gonna put any kind of coating over it, it should be done properly, right? And to do that properly, we'll show you in the next video. Thought I was gonna tell you now. You're gonna have to wait for the next one.